Hey, what's up guys, Max here, and today we got the actual information on the crystal drop rate update. So we're going to be taking a look at that. What does that mean to you for just right from for most top, I guess 10%, 1% players, competitive players at the top? Not much. You know, this is really the Cavalier, I guess, not Cavalier, the Valiant players. This is not going to be any benefit, but it does benefit like newcomers, new players to the game. I think this is going to be a really good thing for them, or if you decide to start a new account and, you know, take on a journey of like progression, starting all over again, you know, because you feel like you've burnt out of the same old routine. You want something new, fresh, but still love MCOC. You're gonna enjoy the new update to opening crystals and kind of like expanding your roster. So the Grandmaster crystals, we can see here the current basically changes from the old drop rates to new drop rates. You know, the 3-star, just to point one thing out, the 3-star champion, it used to drop 82% chance of that. Now that's lowered to half, 40%, and then increasing obviously the 4 and the 5-star drop rates, which it's a huge win again for newcomers, new players when it comes to the Grandmaster crystals. Whether a new player that's been maybe on and off with the game for the last 3 months ever noticed this, probably not, but he or she's going to be very happy, like the fact that they're going to be opening crystals and they're going to be like, whoa, I'm getting a lot of 5-stars or a lot of 4-stars, and you know, it progresses them to become that 10%, that 1% type of player, you know. So the goal, which is smart by Kabam, is to like accelerate the progression of these players, because really once a player enters the competitive game mode of this game is when they become hooked. That's, I think, for me at least, that's my viewpoint on it, and that's kind of how I feel. You know, progressing the game, just enjoying the game on a occasional day-to-day. Some days you log in, some days you don't. I'm sure there's a lot of players like that, you know, that just occasionally log in and just open a crystal, remember, oh, I have this marble game, you know. But now as they open crystals and get better champions, higher tier champions, they can get into that like, hey, now I need to level this champion up. Is this champion actually any good? Does this give me any good benefits? Does it provide me some offers that I can now acquire and conquer different part of the game and content and stuff? So overall, I think it's a great feature, like, you know, for the newcomers. It gets me thinking too, just as something on a side note, it gets me thinking too, like, hey, if Kabam sees the need for new players to become higher competitive, more like focused players, meaning like we're like, hey, this offer, you know, they sell these offers. I'm sure we're going to be seeing in the next maybe month, maybe sooner, I don't know, we'll see, when it comes to like crystal offers specifically tied to, like, you know, Cavalier players, different tiers of players, cater to them to open more crystals, and then, you know, maybe a week or two or so later, some rank up materials, you know, getting them hooked into the whole buying process of MCOC. So I think it's a good move. It's definitely a good move for the game when it comes to financials. But again, it gets me thinking to us at the top, you know, the 1% to 10% type of players. Like, how do we convince Kabam to give us more champions so we can buy more offers? You know, they improved the drop rates for sure when it comes to the Valiant drop rates. You know, we see those in game and those look juicy, but I've already opened some of those crystals and no, I did not get an improved 7-star drop rate. It still felt like it was the same, and I think I was pointed out in one of the videos that, hey, it's still the same, it's just the numbers are different because they took away the 3-star, I believe, or 4, something like that. So it got me thinking. So, and obviously when it comes to the I'm sure the graphs, the numbers behind in the back end, they noticed that the newer progression players would stop playing because of 1 or 2 reasons. They don't get the champion they need. They kept getting these dud champions or lower tier champions of the same, 3-star, 4-star champions, and need the 5-star, and they would stop playing, right? At the 1%, I don't think you're going to have the 1% players stop playing the game, because they're so competitive, they're deep into the game. But if you have the one percenters stop buying crystals, this is where, like, you know, how do you get the masses of us, the community, to stop buying crystals? It's a hard thing to do because you know, the temptation of opening crystals is still there, but somehow, if we can somehow get together and not buy crystals for a period of 3 to 6 months, it has to be not just a week or a month, it has to be a very long period. I think that's where Kabam will readjust for the 1%, the drop rates. They'll do something to make it more favorable for the 1%, 10% type of players to do more purchases, to go and say, hey, you know, we want you to chase this champion. We've noticed you stopped buying the crystals because of X, Y, and Z, you know, and we want to encourage you to, you know, go and revisit the crystals, and because we're going to be dropping better options. So I think we can manage that, but again, getting all of us, you know, involved in unison, that's going to be difficult. But you know, it's just an idea that popped in my head because obviously there's some numbers behind this, and the reason why they changed this to get more players to play, to get them hooked. You know, it's a process. It's a 1, 2, 3 step process. The top 10%, like I was saying, is already there. But what we need to do is just stop so they fix and change things for us as well. What are your thoughts on this one, guys? Let me know in the comments below. Again, overall, really good change for newcomers or players that occasionally open crystals. You know, it gets them, like I was saying earlier, more attractive to the game. So yeah, good things for MCUC for sure. Take care, guys. See you on the next one.